This goes crazy. Yeah, that's a great bell.
Okay.
That's a fantastic bell, actually. Good
Very
stuff.
impressive.
Okay, yes, I'm
That's
sharing
some
it.
high skill.
Alright, cool. Hello, gamers. Welcome back to episode 6 of the Proxy Podcast. Give it up, everybody. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. We got here 6 episodes.
That's crazy.
I thought we would have imploded by 2 or 3. Maybe.
We're still going strong.
Anyways, my name is Josh. I'm the host of yours truly, the Proxy Podcast. Let's introduce our other co-host, starting with the person up top of me, Age.
Oh, hello, I'm Age. Lovely to meet you guys. Right, introductions.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah,
6
yeah.
episodes, still scuffed. But yeah, hi, I'm Age, Agekk on most social media platforms. I am a gacha gamer, story reactor to Zenless Zone Zero, Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, Reverse 1999, and I post covers sometimes and sing on YouTube as well. It's lovely to meet you all. How's it going?
I like how at this point it's probably easier for you to say to which gacha game you don't play. List so many.
Hey, there's only 4, okay? I'm being.
Yes, my name is
I'm fine.
Azrial Vanity. I stream Zenless, mostly lore, but literally everything about Zenless. There's very little of that game that I do not stream. And then soon, variety. I've said that every single podcast, and technically I haven't done it. But
No,
we did
we
stream
have.
Repo last night.
We did, yeah.
We did do Repo. But yes, the variety is coming. I actually, at the start of next month, I think I'm going to do a challenge of trying to stream every single day for like
Ooh.
a month or longer. We'll see how that
Ooh.
goes because I want to try to lock in.
That's
But yeah, I
cool.
stream on YouTube and Twitch. You can find me there.
Mhm.
And now to introduce our very special guest, coming all the way thousands of miles away, actually. Let us welcome in zKodla. Welcome to the
Hello.
Proxy Podcast.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to the Proxy Podcast. I'm so excited to be here. I'm zKodla. I'm from Malaysia. So it's actually really early. It's like 8 a.m.
Yep.
right now.
Yeah.
But all good. I'm super excited to speak with you guys. I've seen all of your content already. And I am a fellow content creator. I do gacha, basically the same thing as you guys, like gacha videos. I stream predominantly Honkai Impact and Honkai Star Rail, Zenless Zone Zero as well, Genshin a little bit if I have time, Wuthering Waves and a bit if I have time as well. And yeah, very excited to be here. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank you for
joining. I've been wanting to
coming.
talk to you for so long.
Yeah.
We've interacted through messages, but I don't think we've ever been in a VC before.
I told my chat that the last time I went on a podcast was the podcast that I went on with MG and Nor, and you were there too. Actually, I think you were the tech support.
Was I the tech support?
I think
Maybe
so.
I was. I was tech
don't
support for a
remember.
couple, but yes, I do. I
think
did
so.
watch the episode. I know I watched the episode with you.
I'm not entirely sure. There was someone that was tech support. Maybe it was someone else. I thought it was you, but yeah, that was the last time I went on a podcast.
it
So
happens. That was a good
it's been a
podcast,
really
though.
long time. Yeah.
We have a lot
Glad
to
to have
talk
you
about.
here.
We have a lot to talk about. And talking about it a while ago, because you said, hey, shout out to Nor. We had a podcast. Was that an Hi3 podcast or?
Oh yeah. It was a Honkai Impact podcast. I think I don't remember what we talked about, but we just
You
kind
definitely
of
talked about Durandal a lot, I think.
Yeah. It was all
Okay.
Durandal. Yes.
I think it was Durandal's
Durandal-
birthday, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was. It was like early in the year. So we spoke about like the new patch update. We spoke about Rita as well, I think.
Yeah.
We kind of like went on off a tangent, but it was a fun podcast. Yeah. We just kind of vibed, yapped, went off the topic, but it went on very smoothly. So
And you
Sounds
mentioned
familiar.
Hi3 is your first game, right?
yes. Yeah,
First-
that's my first it's not really my first game that I like gacha game that I played from home.
Yeah.
It was actually Genshin Impact. And then after that then after that, like so after Mondstadt, we went to Liyue, and then Zhong Li would give you some clues about the next nation, right?
Yeah.
Inazuma. So then he spoke about the Archon being like Raiden Mei. And then everyone's like, oh my god, that's from Honkai Impact. And then me being from Genshin Impact, I was like, who is this girl? Like, why is she causing such havoc around the community regarding like Raiden Mei? So then I went on to check how she looked like. And okay, I was like, damn, Raiden Mei looks like this from Honkai Impact.
That's
like, all right,
crazy.
I better go check it out. So then I checked out the game, and I was like, okay, you know what? Let's play the game. And then after that, I went on Twitch. I think that was like COVID time, December 2020.
Mhm.
So I realized like there was pretty little like female streamers. And I was like, you know what? It's COVID. I just graduated. I have a lot of time on my hands. Let me just try out Twitch streaming. And yeah, here I am. I guess. Yes.
Amazing. Let's go. Well, thank you for
Yeah.
trying it out. It definitely worked.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I thought you had started HI3 like way before that. I did not expect you to have played Genshin first and then went to HI3.
Yeah, I wasn't. I think I kind of like. I stumbled upon Honkai Impact a little bit before Genshin Impact. You know, like sometimes you go on like comic cons, and then you just see like a Honkai Impact pop up. I think normally what I think when I see this game is like, oh my god, it's like waifu game, and I'm like, huh. I didn't really have that much expectation, but I'm thankful that I tried it out. So yeah, I always had the impression like, oh, you know, waifu game. Yeah,
And
then
now
the
you're a
lore
waifu
kind of hit.
enjoyer.
The Lord does hit.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, what the chapter 9 hit? And I was like, oh shit. Okay, but wait, by the way, like, I think I know that Azrial plays Honkai Impact. H and Josh, do you guys play Honkai Impact?
No, I don't. But I know like a little bit
good,
of the
good.
lore because I was.
I just
looking
didn't
up
want to
some of
accidentally
the-
spoil.
But honestly, if you guys, I know like a little bit of lore. Particularly some of the lore pertaining to the Flame Chasers, and then because of Amphorius from
Mhm.
Star Rail. So I know like a little bit here and there, but you guys, if you guys want to talk about it, don't worry about me. Even if you say spoilers, I'll probably forget it by the time I end up ever playing it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that memory loss also does me like anytime I get spoiled on something, I could be like, I'll just wait 2 weeks and I'll completely forget.
Forget about it. Out of context as well.
For me, I've only played a little bit, and you know, again, when you mentioned Nor, I actually met Nor through another acquaintance, and it wasn't only till about like that was 2 years ago, and then about a year and a half ago, Nor was like, okay, you're gonna sit down and you're gonna play chapters 8, 9, and 10, just because you know those are that's the more impactful chapters. Again, I won't spoil. I won't say too much.
The story.
That's where I feel like a lot of HI3 fans like really kind of like, you know, say their love for HI3 really began, because, you know, I think the first few chapters kind of set up that particular point in which the whole story kind of evolves from. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
So what do you think? You continue.
We're gonna talk about it. Don't stop at my account.
Okay. For those of you who are not acquainted with HI3, you get to meet a bunch of officers and
Girls.
students and such,
Valkyries.
Valkyries and such. From it's Shixel, correct? Is that how you pronounce it? Shixel?
Yeah.
Right. So you go through a bunch of missions, and you figure out the history of the Hershers and what they are. You learn about certain cores, certain powers, power dynamics between certain factions that want to get a hold of said power, and then you get to this very climactic moment where definitely a lot of Hoyoverse enjoyers understand the lore around Murata Himeko, or Himeko, or the Himekos across the Hoyoverse. And this is a moment where, you know, she makes a very
like the
decisive choice. Yeah. And also has a killer soundtrack too to
Yes.
accompany it.
Oh
my
yeah, I've
goodness.
heard some of the.
Yes, it
I've heard
does.
some of the music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
oh,
shit
it's like
slaps.
Anchor. It's so good. Yeah, exactly. It slaps. Yeah, exactly. So Honkai Impacted after I think like before I started Honkai Impact, I read the manga and all that, and the visual novels as well. I'm like, okay, I'm kind of like locked in already. Let's try the game. Chapter 1, okay, like pretty happy-go-lucky. Chapter 2, okay, and then Chapter 3 is like, okay, someone dies. I'm like, whoa. I mean, I wouldn't say
They
who
throw you
dies,
in the deep
but
end.
Yeah.
someone dies in Chapter 3, and I'm like, wait, that's kind of fast. And like this person just got introduced, and like this person has quite a big stake. And then I'm like, oh, whoa, that's quite intense. And then Chapter 4 is pretty chill. Chapter 5 starts ramping up. 6, 7, 8, and then like exactly what you say, Josh. So 8, 9 is really like where it solidifies the stake in Honkai Impact 3rd, and you just know that like, okay, this story, they are like serious about it. Because like the animated shots, we have animated shots, and then like the OST hits, and then I think that's like where I know that, okay, I'm really locked in to. I was already locked in from Chapter 1, but Chapter 9 just gave me such a perspective on how the story like I trust the storytelling so much, and I just know that I'm in for the ride. Yeah, until now, I guess. Yep. I'm just waiting for the next patch for the next chapter update.
Yeah, that chapter really is the lock-in moment of HI3.
Yeah, it is.
But I wanted to ask, because we're on the conversation of HI3, do we have like a particular either moment or character that we really resonate with in HI3? And this is a question for the two HI3 enjoyers, not the tourists over here.
All good. I mean, with my 8 a.m. brain, there's a lot of moments that made me really, really resonate with like all the like not all, but like most of the characters in Honkai Impact. One of them definitely is Kiana's growth, and that was during chapter 25. So we started off with like a really playful, happy-go-lucky, kind of childish Kiana Kasana, which is like, I would say she's the main character, one of the main characters for sure. She has a very strong role in Honkai Impact. So we started off with this like, very chill girl that has been through like a lot of despair, a lot of pain throughout like her Valkyrie life. She has one goal. She just like wants, at the start, she wants to be the number 1 top Valkyrie in Shixao. And then there's so many things that happen, like a lot of like her loved one passed, and she found out about like her true self, and what happened to the people that passed. Indirectly, she caused one of them, which made her almost want to kill herself, which was like, whoa. When one of the, I think chapter like 10 or something, chapter 11, she went through like a tragedy, post traumatic moment where she almost like wanted to shoot herself, and I was like, whoa. Wait, I gotta check again. Honkai Impact is a rated what game? Yeah, that was
story got
really
dark.
The story got really
very
dark. Yes, I remember I was playing that chapter on my bed. At that moment, I haven't started streaming yet, and I literally had to like stop for a while. I'm like, whoa, I was not expecting this.
That one shot, I know exactly what shot you're talking about.
Yeah, that one shot, I was like, oh, okay. Like, I already knew that were very serious, but like Hoyo was serious. MiHoYo is serious about Honkai Impact, but during that time, I was like, okay, so they are not shy to discuss like deep topics like this. So I'm just giving you guys a preface of like why the growth in chapter 25 was so important, because like chapter 25, she accepted the hardships in her life, and then she used it to grow further, and she comes into terms with the passing, the grief, and seeing her grow so much, like becoming such a mature person, saving lives. Basically, like she reached the pinnacle of what could be a Valkyrie, and seeing so many people standing beside her, supporting her as well. Like it's very real. For I know that like, oh, her shows, okay, in real life there's no like superpower and all that, but there's one element in Honkai Impact that is so like humanifying, like it's so human, is that like they show the vulnerabilities of the main protagonist. It's not like, oh, she just aura farms the entire time. She has vulnerabilities. Yeah. Still 24/7 Sang Jinwoo. I'm just kidding. I like solo leveling. It's just that like Honkai Kiana Kasana, I think that's why whenever like Kiana is mentioned, even like Honkai Star, if there's like a potential like, oh, finality, oh my god, Kiana, everyone has such soft spot for Kiana because she's such a dear character in everyone's heart. She started off, not perfect, imperfect, but she has this line where I think like resonates with a lot of people as well. I will end this imperfect world the way that I want to. And wow, even saying that makes me emotional. Yeah. So yeah, Kiana's growth, I think, really impacted my life. It makes me like, if there's any hardships, you will be fine. You just have to be positive, stay strong, and you'll be fine. So yeah, I don't want to yap too much, but Kiana's role in Honkai Impact definitely resonates a lot with me. There are other moments as well for other characters like Mei, Durandal, for sure. Those are my two top characters in Honkai Impact.
And you can see behind.
You can see behind
As
the
they
Lucky
should be
Rokuran.
as well. Yes.
Yeah, they're like my anchors. But yeah, Kiana, I would say I think everyone can relate to. Every Honkai impacted player can relate to. Is what makes us like she made the story so real and like very realistic. Yeah. And also up to this day, Everlasting Flames is one of the animated shots from Honkai Impact. Like I think you guys have heard Everlasting Flames, Shattered Samsara. Final Lesson is a very popular one that everyone speaks about. Yeah, Everlasting Flames is like my top one animated shot. It always makes me feel emotional seeing how much Kiana has grown from just like oh my god, it's like I think that there's one line in chapter happy-go-lucky, super happy-go-lucky. Literally, like the lines that she say in chapter 1 is so you just know like oh my god, this girl is very chill. She has a best friend called Raiden Mei, and at one point in chapter 1 she's like oh my god, it's been 100,000 seconds that I haven't been with you, Mei, and that you just know that she's just like very chill girl. And then chapter 25 she's like okay, I'm gonna save all of you guys. Like whoa, very very different maturity levels, which is like watching your daughter grow up, really. I think that's like the perfect metaphor to call it. Yeah, exactly.
Well, surprise. My answer is literally not any different at all. I was going to directly mention again, I didn't remember if it was chapter 10 or chapter 11, but the moment when Kiana is going through just like straight if you looked up the definition of depression, it literally just said Kiana. And so that's like that shot that you mentioned where yes, she did become suicidal during those chapters. And when I did see that moment like come on screen, that shot, it was the same thing where I'm like, wow, like this isn't just this is a mobile game, but we're covering like such insane deep topics. And that was also like it's such a small thing, but the fact that that's one of the few chapters where like if you failed, there was a special cutscene in that mission where you like actually lost. Like the story was like actually just like over at that point technically. Like seeing that, because I think I was pretty trash at the game. I think I did actually fail. Or actually no, because it wasn't really skill based. It was you had to manage the meter and I didn't manage it correctly. And I failed and I got that thing and I was like, what do you mean? But yeah, like you said, with Kiana's just entire character arc of really being able to see, it is like watching your daughter grow up, going through her happy-go-lucky phase, experiencing reality, and then learning how to cope with reality. And especially knowing not just Kiana's character arc, but how she interacts with Mei and Mei's past and how she helped Mei through those kind of situations and then had to go through it herself. And while she was going through it was also pushing Mei like away. Like she tried to take it all alone, which was very I don't want to say hypocritical, but hypocritical of the way that she was trying to help Mei during her moments. But that also just makes it very, like you said, realistic. They do feel like real characters, and these character arcs didn't happen within months. Like these were not written super fast. You had to, it was throughout years that you got to see these characters develop, and it was just really sick. That's one of Honkai Impact 3's biggest strengths as opposed to the other Hoyo games is how deep the actual character interactions
I agree.
go. And that's one of the reasons why I like Zenless so much, is because they are actually fleshing out characters a lot more than, let's say, like Genshin Impact. Yeah, HI3 goated. I am behind. I have not. Yeah, I did the first chapter of part 2, and then I haven't been able to play since then. But I have seen some screenshots that make me really want to get back into it.
It's your time. No worries about it. I haven't gotten like the real like the depth of how the story can be from a Hoyoverse game. So then when I got it from Honkai Impact, I was like, whoa, yeah, this is intense storytelling here. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
You're not scaring y'all.
Oh no, not at
Please
all.
play it.
Yeah.
They're so.
Yes,
Go,
it's so
go.
good. There's a bunch of happy moments as well. Yeah. The
There
events,
is.
it's always like the story sometimes can be like, oh, very intense. And then when you play the side events, it's like, yo, super fun. We are going through like a restaurant city moment or something.
Oh, that
Yeah.
reminds me of, because I haven't played it, but I have seen some content, and then I remember seeing on Twitter people were saying how I think some of the male characters in Honkai Third, they have like these really serious stories. They're like really powerful and stuff, and then they had that like the idol like dancing singing collab thing. So they have these really goofy kind of side alter
Yes, they have a lot of
events
goofy.
that
Yeah, there
get
are
to
some pretty
showcase
goofy
these
events.
really fun sides.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously I haven't played Honkai Third myself, but I can totally relate in terms of liking these types of stories, because even though it's set in a super fantastical world that isn't, based in reality, of course, Valkyries, things like these, they don't exist in our reality for the most part in the way that they do there. But at the same time, I love it so much when stories kind of delve into just, the human emotion, right? Clearly, the way that you guys are describing Kiana's arc, you get to see this person develop through these hardships. And even though we don't have the same hardships that she has, we can still definitely relate and apply the hardships that she has to our everyday lives. These feelings of insecurity, of loss, of longing, and it can just really resonate with people. So I really do love it when stories get darker, and I do wish that a lot more gacha games would head in that direction, in the sense of being willing to address these dark topics, which is why I actually really like some of the new Zenless story, because it does kind of delve into these harsher realities and really is not willing to, they're willing to basically go and into these dark parts of humanity and and just show us just how troublesome it can be, or just how harsh it is, because not everything is sunshine and rainbows, and not everything can be glossed over and kind of packaged in this nice little box. You do have to deal with these really, really rough parts of life too. So yeah,
like, there's no like pure. There's no like bad or good. There's like always a gray area.
Yeah.
Like that you always have to like think about it in a more like realistic manner. It's not like pure. Okay, this is good. This is bad. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
No, but age segueing a little bit into Zenless Zone Zero.
I got you.
Yeah. Kodla, are we caught up with the ZZZ stories and stuff?
Yes, I've just completed the 1. Okay, is it 1.7? 1.6, right? Yeah,
Six,
it's 1.6. I just completed 1.6 story a few weeks ago. It's now at this point it's kind of rusty in my head, but I still grasp what happened because I just finished Wuthering Waves. I saw Age finishing Wuthering Waves new story earlier today. So my brain is more to like I think it's just the frequency, what's that? Familiarity? Not familiarity.
Oh,
frequency
the
bias?
recency bias.
Recency bias,
Yeah.
But yes, I've completed it. But I may need you guys' help, like in some of the lore.
A few
Maybe I
reminders
forgot.
here and there.
But when you mention like hardships and then like, oh, that's why like Zenless Zone Zero, there were some topics in my head already popping up regarding those like hardships, especially in Andy's story.
Yeah, I was thinking about Envy's story specifically and how dark they went with it.
Do we have any standout points? Was the next question from that story, because funny enough, talking about the lore bits that you were like a little bit shaky with, we had a whole lore podcast in episode 5 that I was just like, I was like a little student in the back. I was like,
Yeah. I think I saw that because I was like looking at all of your like proxy podcasts, and then I saw like there was one that you did a few weeks ago, and you guys already spoke about 1.6. So I was like, wait, oh my
We
goodness.
just went like really, really deep into the lore of
Yeah.
not just 1.6, but like the overall Zenless
yeah,
lore
like the
in that
whole world
podcast.
building. We may have gone a little over the top with it, but yeah.
No, so yeah, we can definitely
we
talk
could,
about like more 1.6 focused things today.
Okay. I mean, Envy's story was great. But I was taken aback by the organ trafficking.
Yeah.
I mean, in like not in a oh my god, in a like whoa, that's like the same feeling as what I got when I came across chapter 10x, the one where like Kiana was suicidal, and I was like, whoa, okay, Hoyo was like gets you where you have this broad vision of Xenozone Zero. Like a lot of people say it's like Gunner game. Until now, I don't really know what's Gunner, but like happy go lucky. Like oh my god, look at Bernice. Like her music video and all that. Like super happy, but overshadow. No, what's that? We overlook how like Xenozone Zero is actually set in like a post-apocalyptic world, and everyone, I feel like a lot of the characters have gone through some form of traumatic experience, and one of them being in Ambi's story. Twiggy was her name, one of Ambi's clones, and like the different experiences that they had. Ambi being able, I mean, Ambi didn't have like such amazing experience as well, but like post when Nicole found her, like found her treasure, she has begun to enjoy her life more. Like she found her love for burgers and all that, and then Twiggy coming in, literally telling her, wow, that's amazing. Sadly, I didn't have that life. I got my organs taken out from me. I didn't even have anesthesia. So I could feel the pain. And I was like, wow, Zenless, not only did you like slap us with the organ trafficking, but you also make us like feel really, really bad. Like the heart-wrenching moment when she's like, you could feel it. And then like and the voice acting, oh my goodness, was so good. It was so
spectacular.
immersive. I can't say I resonate with it, right? I mean, I didn't have the experience out there, like, you know, but I have watched movies that spoke about organ trafficking, and it's a really real thing, especially in Southeast Asia. There are some countries that really have a lot of like notorious gangs like doing this kind of stuff. So having that being exposed and like spoken about in a gacha game really speaks to how gacha game story has developed today. It ended off sad as well. Like it ended off it's a closure, for Twiggy. And you know, sometimes I am embracing the fact that like they don't have to always have like a super happy ending where like this person gets an arc, a redemption arc, like they go through happiness in life again, but they just like kind of end off like this is reality. Sometimes they don't get a chance in life anymore. Yeah. So then that's basically why I enjoyed Andy's story so much. It's not my favorite for sure. Like maybe it's top 2, maybe it's number 2, because up until now, Harumasa still like takes the cake.
Okay.
story is
Harumasa's
so good. I love
Harumasa's
Harumasa's story.
so good. Yeah. Towards the end, like we were ranking. We're like, oh my god, it's so good. It's like 9 out of 10. But my chat was asking me, oh, but is it number 1? And I'm like, number 1 in terms of story, like companion story, it would still have to be Harumasa. But Ambi's story, well, it was really good. I'm thankful that I did that before 1.6 story, because I don't know why they didn't. Like in the dev stream, they don't have to like really explicitly mention it, but like if the devs have mentioned slightly, like just in their special program, like, oh, you know, proxies, it'd be great if you start MB story before 1.6, but there was no heads up. Yeah, I could only get it from Twitter where people were saying like, oh, Azrial, I think I saw your tweet. You're like, hey guys,
oh yeah, perfect.
I saw it. Yeah, perfect. Because like I actually already scheduled 1.6 story, and then after we play NB story, and then I saw that, and then like I saw, and then like people were saying, oh yeah, you should definitely play NB story first. And then when I played 1.6, I was like, damn, I'm so glad I played NB story first.
I know. I'm so glad chat told me, because on the day that I was gonna play 1.6. Every single time a new update comes out, I always do main story first, and then I do the agent story after. And so
same.
on the day, like I started a new thing where I don't stream the story like when it drops. I do it the day after. That way other people can play it first.
Me as well.
Which I'm glad I did. Because anyway, I was at work and I had scheduled that night to do the main story, and I didn't want to wait any longer, because the longer I wait, the higher chance of me getting spoiled.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so I
exactly.
asked
Yeah,
my
I feel
boss,
that.
I was like, let me leave, please. Like, can I leave early? And he let me leave early. So I went home instead of at 5:30, I went home at 12.
Hey, there we
Got
go.
lunch, and then came home and started streaming at like 1 p.m. Finished Anby's agent story, worked out, took a shower, and then streamed again for the entire 1.6 main story. So we did all of it in one night.
I think I saw that. I saw your schedule stream, and then after that, like,
Yeah.
there was like, then suddenly, oh, you are streaming earlier. I'm like, oh, okay, he's streaming the NV story already. But yeah, exactly what you mean.
But if you didn't do the Anby agent one, like you're missing out on so much context.
Yeah.
Like knowing what they're talking about and not just organs. When those things come up, then it's like, I don't know, it just hits harder. And
It's
you
just
can like
also
tie things
interconnected.
together better. Yeah,
Hmm.
Yeah, especially when NB like faced like that guy. I don't remember his name, but he was like the that dude that was who Twiggy was being funded by. That one like
Hartman.
Hartman. Yeah, exactly, Hartman. So like knowing the gravity of the situation for NB, if I didn't play NB's story, I would just be like, oh, okay, NB probably doesn't really know Hartman and stuff. But knowing that, like, okay, so like, hey, NB, like, you know how much it means to her, because then like you got the context from NB's story regarding Twiggy, and then what happened in the lab and all that.
Mhm.
So then, yeah, exactly, it just gives you much more context.
Yeah.
So
It
yeah,
goes
that
from
was
Anby-
definitely. Mhm.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say really quickly. It goes from Anby just fighting an NPC versus Anby squaring up because she has beef with this NPC.
Yeah.
exactly. That is exactly how it feels. Yeah, it's like, Envy, go, go slap that dude, bro. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
get his
Instead of, like,
ass.
just
That's
get his damn ass. Slap him. Instead of just, yeah, okay, Envy, go. Yeah. Like, go get the NPC.
I will say the like not just Anby's thing, because they did have other moments in this story that was also like deeper tone. One thing that I am actually surprised by, I heard a lot of people say that like I don't know if this is how it is or not, but with like regulations in terms of storytelling on like companies being corrupt, it doesn't really happen too much on like the CN side, but Zinless portrays it so well, and it's like literally the main thing. Like there's so many corporations and companies that are just unbelievably corrupt in this world, and they went hard on it. On this patch with what was her name? I can't remember her name, but the one where you go in, Vivian saw the vision of her, and you go into the hollow, and then you find out
the
that
corrupted
she-
lady.
Yeah, the mom.
She
The
had the
girl.
plan with the life insurance,
Yeah.
Oh,
which like we
yeah.
were talking about how realistic Hi3 storytelling is. That
Yeah.
shit happens. Like that shit that happens IRL. People will do
Yes.
insurance stuff like that so that their family, Sienna, so that their family can like actually thrive. But that's such a sad situation, and they slap you with it. It is out of the blue. Like you're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna find her ring. And I didn't even
Yes.
realize it at first, but when you walk back up and she's just on the ground.
Yeah.
I was like,
She's on
what
the
happened
ground.
to you? And then when I interacted, and they were like, oh, she's dead. And I was like, what?
What do you
mean? I was like,
Yeah.
what happened?
I was
ring,
laughing at
man,
it
your
because I thought
ring.
she got Yamcha'd by like an ethereal, so I was like,
Yeah, same at first,
yeah.
right?
and then she was like, I was like,
So I just wish that was like the viral thing of how people think of like Zenless. They're
Yeah.
like, oh my god, Zenless story, like it's so real, instead of just Gunner game.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
I
know.
feel like a lot of people aren't willing to look past the surface when it comes to Zenless because they're so against this idea of, oh my god, they give so much fan service. That means that because they have to give fan service, they have no substance to anything else in the game itself. Because that's why that's how they get the fans, right? They have to keep giving us this like these really attractive character models.
Yeah.
But I think anyone who plays Zenless who is like into story, obviously some people just aren't into story, which is totally fair. I think they're missing out, but that's just how it is. I know a lot of people who don't really enjoy story as much. But for the people who do and are willing to give it a chance, everyone just agrees that the characters are so well written. They always give them depth. Some a bit more than others, of course. That's just how it goes. There's so many different characters. But what I really like is the way how they're really nonchalant about kind of bringing up these dark topics. Twiggy didn't get a happy ending. Even Anby, in my opinion, in the story, didn't really get a fully happy ending either, because Anby kind of accepted that Soldier 11, she was going to lose her memories. So then they didn't get that like reconciliation in the way that you would normally assume, because Soldier 11 still kind of hates her because she doesn't remember anything that happened, right? But then to Anby, she's like, yeah, it's probably better this way. But it's not satisfying. But that's, somehow that's sometimes how reality is. And with Lady De Winter too, right? She did all these things and we understand why she kind of got to this point of insanity. But at the same time, she just goes to jail. She has to pay for her crimes because she committed those crimes. It's not like everyone gets a picture perfect ending. We don't get to have just all sunshine and rainbows. Even if you do bad things, consequences for your actions are going to happen, regardless of how you or the reasons why you do those actions, right? So I think that they do a really good job of addressing these types of things when it comes to the characters that they bring up in the stories. And they don't do it in a way that's like, a lot of the times that cheesy. Obviously, there's some moments here and there that are pretty comedic and cheesy for the most part to give us a bit of like, happiness, but it's just like the nonchalantness in which they will bring up these ideas and these topics when it pertains to characters in the storylines that really resonates and feels just so grounded in reality.
That's why I'm really liking the little bit of Trigger's story that we've gotten so far. Especially with like the demo that we got last night.
Demo.
I went crazy over that demo. It's so cute. Trigger's such a sweetie pie. But
so
you know her past is traumatic.
Yeah.
But she like still goes out of her way to make sure that not just the kid, right? Like the interactions that we saw her have in Enby's agent story, everyone is like close and loves Trigger, and she treats everyone like with the same respect. And she just tries to make everyone happy.
Soldier 11 to go like gacha. What was that, like blinding box date? And then
she did a whole date thing.
She did a whole date for her. I was like, wow,
I
she's
know,
so her empathy and like, the love that she has. The demo just solidified. I'm like, yeah, I'm definitely pulling for her.
Yep. And probably what's funny is she said she learned that from us, like from Faithin, how to do the date. And knowing that apparently the agent mission is the flashback to when we first met her, we're probably gonna play through us taking her on a date at some point during that agent story.
Excited.
If I may pivot away from some of the sad stories, let's pivot over to a happy story that has a good ending. zKodla, would you be able to tell us about the story of you meeting Da Wei? Because that lore goes crazy.
It was last year. It's still fresh in my mind. Basically, not to yap too much. It started off with Honkai Impact 3's part 1 story ending, and we were going into part 2. So it's not like a whole different game. It's just like part 1, Kiana's story has kind of like closed off. Like we have gotten closure in Kiana's story, and then we expand further in part 2 with a new cast. And to promote and to celebrate this new part 2, there was also like a synchronization of the global anniversary. Like a global, because we have like Southeast Asia, we have JP server, we also have NA server, EU server.
Yeah.
And all these servers have different anniversaries. And so that makes it a little bit like isolated, like the ex-China side of things. China's anniversary and also global's anniversary is still different, but then they want to synchronize everything, so that happened around the same time as part 2. So it was like last year January, I got like this invitation where basically it was like out of the blue, like, hey, you want to be on our promotional dev video for part 2? And I was like, yes. I mean, hell yeah. Let me be on. So the community manager reached out to me, and then they mentioned like, oh, by the way, we have to fly you to Shanghai. And I'm like, whoa, fly me to Shanghai. This is getting kind of real here. So I was it still feels like it's surreal to me, like a very unreal experience. So then I accepted it. They flew me over to Shanghai. There was like an agenda every day, except for the days that like it's totally free for me to do whatever I want. So there was a day where the community manager that was in charge of me was gonna take me to the office. So then I went to Mihoyo's office. It was really nice. Couldn't really take too much pictures. There's like privacy, confidentiality things going on. But there was one time I think I saw something like I walked through someone's desk and I saw like I think a potential upcoming character and I was like,
Oh.
I looked there, I was like, who's that? And then
No
Oh my
way.
god, the sneak peek.
no way. And then I was like, okay, I need to forget. But I did forget anyways when the character did come out. I was like, oh my god. Only then I realized, wait, I think that was the character that I saw. That had cats around the area. They had like this one area where it's just for their cats to stay. And then they're free to
That's
roam around.
amazing.
It's so cute. They're like, let me show you our cat, our resident office cat. I was like, oh my god. They always show it in the dev preview videos where sometimes like they'll interview a developer and then like the developer just like, hi, my name is something, and then there's like a cat at the back. And I was like, oh my god, that's the cat. I met Dawe only the next day, I think the next day after I went to the office. Because he was the host for the part 2 celebration video. So basically, I was there. I was invited, not only just me, but there were also like different content creators, hosts that were invited from different regions. So I represented Southeast Asia. There was global also, and there's Taiwan. There's also Japan. There's Korea. So I think there's 5. Ooh. Yeah, there was 5 regions that they covered. Not just me. 5 of us and Dawe and also the developers that were there to speak about what part 2 can bring. And so I was very nervous, very nervous when I met Dawe because I didn't know how to. I didn't want to come off across like too like intense, like oh my god, Dawe, like can I take a picture? Like oh thank you so much for making all these games. But we did. I think all of us, like all 5 of us, were really excited to meet Dawe, but we didn't. We wanted to respect his boundaries. So we kind of just sat there and did our thing. But he was the one that came up to us and he was like, oh my goodness, y'all want to take a picture?
That's
so sweet.
That's
so
really
sweet.
Cute.
He really is like, I'm sure you guys are like very familiar with how he gives off this passionate vibe when he speaks in the developer streams. Genshin. I don't think he popped up for Zenless actually. I don't remember. But
he has. Once or twice.
On 2 streams.
Yeah.
The launch one and then the 1.4 one, which is like a soft relaunch technically.
Oh, you remember which
that's right. Yes, he did. So in a lot of these videos, he comes off across like you just feel the passionate aura, like he exudes through the screen. You know this guy is really happy and like he loves what he creates. So that is exactly how it felt when I met him as well. Like he's super friendly, very very open, and literally it's like he always comes up and say, "Hi, it's your old friend Dawe." Like, "Hi, 我是你的老朋友Dawe哥." And it really feels like that when you meet him because like when you speak to him, it's so nonchalant. He's the founder of MiHoYo, but you don't really get that feeling of like that dominant authoritative feeling. You get a feeling of just like, yeah, your old friend, you're just hanging out chilling. I think there was particularly one point of time where I really felt like he was so chill because all of us were kind of, I think the producer of that anniversary stream, the part 2 anniversary stream, was really professional and they wanted to make things perfect. So a lot of times like where there were like mini mistakes and that's great. I don't mean this in a bad way. Like when there were mini mistakes, we did a reshoot and everyone was chill about it. But it's just like we were kind of running overtime. I think like 1 hour, 2 hours ish. So a lot of us are getting kind of tired. We started at 6 a.m. It went on all the way until like 9 p.m.
Whoa.
There were breaks, of course. Yeah.
Damn.
There were breaks.
That's crazy.
Because we had to shoot a lot of like different scenes. So then at one point, like Dawe is like, you know what? Because it's the ending speech already, and then everything's done. But like we did some retakes, and then he looked around. He's like, you know what, guys? Don't worry about it. Just chill, relax. His English is great, by the way. Like he spoke in English. Relax, everyone. Like at this point, everyone, all the viewers has already gotten what they want, which is the redemption codes. And it's like, Like they're just here for the codes, so they kind of don't care already what's going on. So we can just do whatever. We can make mistakes. Don't worry, guys. Then I was like,
That's
the
funny.
thing is, that is so nice of him to say. I was
Yeah.
beside him, because like the seating structure was that I think I was supposed to sit beside someone else, and then they kind of like switched it over for me to, and I ended up sitting next to him. So I was really just like, it felt like I was, oh my goodness, this overwhelming aura of positivity and passion. He's the creator of the games that I love,
Aura.
Yeah.
not the aura. So when he said that, like he's like looking around, looking at me and stuff, and I was like, okay, yeah, all good, all good. Then we laughed. I hope you never die.
Please
never
really
die.
Does seem like such a sweet guy. So it's cool to hear that it's the same off camera as well.
Yes, he is like so sweet. There was one part where it's only him. Like he does the introduction. He has his own speech. So we were all at the back, just sitting down, kind of watching him do his thing. And wow, when I tell you he can log in really quick, he can just like log in and do his thing. He really is so professional when he needs to be. At one point there was like the guy that was in charge of the camera was like, okay, action, and then he's like, hi, I'm Dawei, blah 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 blah, part two. And then they're like, okay, done. And they're like, perfect. But then the producer's like, oh my god, we didn't like, the mic is like at the back area. And then I remember at the back I was like, oh my god, but that's the perfect shot. That's like the perfect take already. Then because like in my experience, sometimes when you take a great scene already, the next few scenes is like I don't know, it just like kind of diminishes. Like it doesn't do as well as the first one. But then his second one did better than his first one. Oh my god, I don't know how this man does it. I don't know. The developers are all being guided by this shining light. Like when you have someone in the upper management team, kind of like, I wouldn't say being the herald, but like making sure that the essence of when you're making a game, your audience is the players, and you really have to like be a player yourself and love, like, you know, love the games that you play. And he is the personification of that. The personification of like MiHoYo's, I think it's Tech Otaku Save the World.
Yeah.
And he has always like had this motto in his heart. You can feel it even when you just meet him for like one day. And yeah, Tao has just been such a great person. I only met him for a very short time, actually, like maybe 1 to 2 hours of me actually interacting with him. But yeah, then he got really busy after that, so he had to leave early, and that's about it, honestly. Me meeting with Dawei, that's how it all
Gotcha.
happened. I also met some of the other developers that I normally see in Honkai Impacted's dev streams and preview videos, which was really nice. I remember there was one like called Fanchuan. He is in charge of Do Randall's visual novel. A lot of the stories are actually written by Fanchuan. So I managed to see him, like the visual novel that I started off with reading before I started Honkai Impacted. So that's like also one of my holy grails that's made me really want to start Honkai Impacted. Raiden Mei and Durando's visual novel. So I remember when I met him, I was like, oh my goodness. I teared up. I was like, oh my god. And then I kind of like wiped my tears away. And then he looked at me and he's like, oh my god, I know you. And I was like, you know me? I'm nothing. But he was like, yeah, of course I know you. Like you're pretty popular in Bilibili. And I was like, oh my god, thank you so much. I was like at this point like kind of tearing up already. Really felt like that position of how grateful I am of who I am for like my community and also the Bilibili community, right? So then he said, you want to take a picture? It's so nice when you don't have to like, can I take a picture with you? You know, it's like, you want a picture? And I'm like, yes, please, of course, I do want a picture with you, Fanchuan. So then we went out the balcony. Wow, MiHoYo's office is so great. I think I'm free to talk about this. Yeah, it was very nice. They had like this cafe where like their own cafe in the building that was that had a menu catered towards characters in Honkai Impacted. So there's like the Honkai Impacted
That's
building.
That's so cute.
Yes, there's like Honkai Impactors building, then there's like another building catered for Xenos, then there's another main building that's like Genshin Impact. I went to both Genshin Impact and also I think Xenos is located with Honkai Star. I don't know. I'm kind of like hazy in my brain, but I know that Genshin Impact's building is separated. There was like a like really far, not really far away, maybe like 10 minutes. But anyways, so then I ordered like this Rita Ross Weiss bubble tea drink or something, and like you just know that if you're an employee as well in Hoyoverse, you are taken care of pretty well. In my opinion, like from I'm not an employee, but the environment is very conducive. It's very like the culture is great. I can see that. I feel like with the amount of content that they're pushing out for every game and like new games that's coming out as well, sometimes I don't understand how the devs, are you okay? There are some there's one event in Honkai Impacted where literally is this character called Teresa Apocalypse. She is the overseer of this Shiksa organization that you mentioned, Josh, at the start. So she then gets overworked and very stressed out, and then this event is entirely just her dream of not wanting to work. And I remember my entire community and me going like, is this a cry for help from the developers?
Yeah.
Like, please get us out of this work. And then they just like put it in the story.
The gameplay
We're being
for that,
overworked.
the gameplay for that version of Teresa is you ult and you literally AFK. It plays the game for you.
Oh.
Let auto cook.
Yeah.
Exactly. Her ulti is literally just like she just goes to sleep and she's like, okay,
Yeah.
let my puppets do this thing.
She literally sleeps in the ult. Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, I would say the money that I put into was in like yes, I got the returns. And then, like in the hotel, like yes, this is why I spent my money for.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
More
why
than
you
all of
bought the
that, you
extra
gotta-
pools for the hotel.
Yes.
Yeah,
exactly.
and more than all of that, you got a priceless experience. Like you
Oh,
can't
yeah.
just buy an experience like that, you know? That's something that
Yeah.
is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the fact that they worked so hard to make it so amazing for you is really touching. Even just hearing about it, that makes me so happy.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
really
Too.
cool. It's really cool. I always love
Mhm.
seeing when they do the dev streams where it's like actually the devs and you get to see them
Yeah.
like behind the
Yes.
scenes, because I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
but seeing behind the scenes of like big projects like this where you get to see that it's full of a team that is just like full of passion for the project that they're working on. It is really inspiring to see, and every single time they do anything behind the scenes, I want more. Every single time I'm like, give me more. That's right. I think it was it a whole part 1 documentary? They
Yes.
did like the documentary,
Yeah.
that whole thing
yes.
where they showed like all the behind that was so good. I
It was like
love
1 hour and
that.
30 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Towards the end, it was
yeah.
like I think Xiaoji was boarding on the train. Yeah, and then after that, he's like, like I think that Honkai Impact is invincible every day. Like there were so many quotes for that documentary that was so inspiring, and I agree totally with you. Like I'm like they need to show us more of the behind the scenes of the developers because it's so inspiring. Yeah.
Oh, I was just gonna say the sets for the dev streams, and I know that the
Yeah.
set for that anniversary stream was crazy. Like, how was
Yeah.
it? Seeing it on stream, it looked insane. Did it also look insane in person?
Okay, so like I remember going in and yeah, it already looked insane actually. They had like these lights. I think they call it like lights for AR, augmented reality, a lot of things going on. The set, like there were some parts where they had to actually bring in real stuff, like they didn't use CGI. There's one part where I was like in a sandy area and I needed to step on sand, and they had like this block of sand that they brought into the set, and they're like, okay, you gotta
That's so
step
cool.
on this. Yeah. And I was like, yeah. And they were so particular about it, which is great because they're like, you know, very perfectionist, honestly. And that's why we get so much, like a well-designed game like Honkai Impact, Xenozone Zero, and all that. Is that like the people behind these scenes are so passionate about what they do. Like I think you would think, okay, all you have to do is just step on sand, right? But like the intensity where you step on the sand, I think I retook that scene more than 10 times, not gonna lie. And at one point I was like
Really?
Whoa.
literally bowing down to everyone. I'm so sorry for the amount of times that you have to retake this. It's just you stepping on sand, girl. Why can't you do it right? But it's because I think like they said you have to step on sand twice, and you really have to make it look like you are struggling. Like there is a whole hills, like the storm
Yeah.
is going against your face. But then I was like, okay, let me try that out. And then at one point the producer was like, let me like he did it in such a nice way, by the way. So everyone was very nice. He's like, let me show you how it's done. So he does this. He's like, okay, you have got to step here, and you got to step there. And I was like, okay, then I did that, and I did it wrong again. Then he's like, okay, no problem. Okay, then he's like, okay, why not you just chill and like practice? But and you know why I feel so bad? Because every time I step on the sand, they have to like redo the sand to
Reset
make
the
it look.
sand.
Make it even.
Reset
Yeah,
the-
yeah,
They
reset.
gotta reset the sand again.
Yeah.
And that takes like 10 minutes for them to do. Then they have to like off everything. They're like, okay, let me. All right. I don't know what they say in Chinese, but they're like telling the guy like, okay, you gotta reset the sand again. And they're like, okay. And I felt so bad just standing there like, I'm very, very sorry. And because I only was allocated like an hour for my take, so I don't want to go overtime because then it just like such a,
Right.
it just barrel rolls into like the next person is going to start late as well.
Yeah.
So where was I? Oh yeah, the set, yeah. So then, yeah, the set looks really incredible. Of course, when you actually watch the stream, it looks more, it definitely looks crazier because then they actually do like the CGI stuff.
Yeah.
There was one scene that was a little bit difficult for me to immerse myself into because apparently like this guy, the developer goes in the middle of the scene and then he kind of like there's an orb where he opens up the orb and then the entire background is inside that orb and then you have to be like, whoa, that's the orb. Like we're in
I
the
think
orb.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, that part. And I remember the producer was like, it's gonna be difficult for you guys to immerse yourself into this because the set doesn't like we're not actually doing it in the set, but like you
can't
gotta
see
look
the
like
orb, right?
Yeah.
you can't see
Yeah.
the orb, yeah, but you gotta like make it look like it. And then I think some of us kind of overdid it where it looked like really cringy. And they're like you have to jump as well. Like they gave us instructions. You gotta like kind of get startled, jump, and like whoa, be amazed. But we were like too amazed, and then we have to retake that scene multiple times as well.
Too
a
amazed.
little bit
Too
less
amazed.
amazed this
Too
time.
amazed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't be too amazed, okay?
The orb is cool, but not that cool, okay?
That's why I always have respect for like even though a lot of movies now almost everything is like a green screen, they just edit everything
Yeah.
in. It's harder for the actor to like act because there's nothing
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So they have to do stuff like that where you just have to pretend everything is there.
Yeah, you have to
Um,
like play pretend.
That's
Exactly.
great. Did you take anything from the set? Was there merch there?
Ooh.
Oh, I mean, yeah, there was definitely merch there. I think for a lot of the streams, there's always like that, like mini merch, like in particular to maybe like if it's like a Raiden May patch, then they'll give like a Herschel of Thunder merch. I think this
Yeah.
one because it's anniversary, they put Himiko's
Oh.
Vermilion Knight VKE's battle suit statue there, and
Yeah.
I remember like they all borrowed. We all like got rented like this outfit because okay, like for a sandy area, they gave me this jacket. I still have it in my. Oh wait, I spoiled it already. I got it. Yeah, I have it in my wardrobe. But it was a cool. It's like Bronya's Herschel of Truth winter coat, I think. So then
Yeah,
it was
that's sick.
really cool. It was really cool. I took it off and then I put it back on the set. The wardrobe area, and then the community manager just like you know you can just take it back. I was like, what?
Whoa. Wait,
I'm like,
you're like bad.
Like bad? Yeah, I'm gonna like
Yeah,
yoink
yoink.
my bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said
I'm a
that.
yoink it. I'm a yoink.
That's the
now.
green light.
So I remember my friend Island, which is the global the NAEU representative. He was also really excited about like his jacket because he's like I was like, oh my god, he has a very cool jacket. He had Kiana Castana's Herschel of Flame Scion winter coat as well. So then
Yeah,
I
it was
remember I
sick.
was like, it was so sick. He looked so cool. Then I remember going like, oh my god, you look so good in this. You should kind of ask them whether you can keep it. And then he's like, yeah, I know, it's like so cool. So then that was before that, like an hour or two before. So then when I found out from the community manager that we could, I was like immediately like ran up to him like, Island, we can take it back. We can yoink it. And he's like, yes, let's go. So that's basically, I think, the main thing that we could take back from the set. Other than that, I don't think we could take anything back. Yeah.
I mean, that's
I
the
think-
best thing you could take back. Like,
Yeah.
all those jackets were
Agree.
so sick. I know when they were promoting the stream, they had the pictures of you guys in your own like settings or whatever, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god, everyone looks so professional. What are they doing over there?
Yeah, I think we were all like kind of like out of our comfort zone also, except the host from Japan. I think that's like, you know, she was so professional. I learned so much from her. But yeah, other than that, I think we were all kind of like really flabbergasted by how great the set was, because I think the set itself also gave us some immersion, except the part with the ball, honestly. But the set was so immersive. Like the sandy area, I think they actually like what I said, brought sand, and then they also had like I think 5 fans that were blowing at me to really show like the sandy effect.
The wind,
and the wind. And the background was the same exact thing that you saw in the special stream as well. The whole like sandy area as well. So yeah, really cool. I didn't expect like myself taking anything from that set, but yeah, the best thing I could take was the jacket I was having because yeah, I think the nostalgia, because when I recorded those scenes in the special stream, I had the jacket on, so that jacket is like a memento. It's like a like a memento.
Pass it
from
down.
Right?
Pass it down. Generational item.
yeah, it's a generational relic. Yes, it's gonna be an ancient relic at this point. Yeah, I have it right here.
Oh.
Yeah,
That is
so
quality, yo.
Yeah, like the quality of it too.
I think that's like
so
over
sick.
here. I think I don't know whether you guys can see it. It's like
Hell yeah, Hershey of
Yeah.
Truth.
Yeah, her show of truth. At the back, I think it's the most important thing. Ugh.
Yes.
Ooh.
That's
it's
so
like,
oh, that
sick.
looks so
It's such a
cool.
good. It's so good.
But yeah, this is nice. There's a lot of merch as well that they gave, but like I really kind of decorated it on my room.
Yeah,
yeah,
There's so
and-
much
no
merch that I can see.
Yeah.
Today, for our proxy minigame, we are going to be drafting our ultimate Hoyoverse team based off the colors we roll.
Oh.
Oh.
So we're going to allow each person to start at least once per round. We're going to go 4 rounds. So kind of like a Genshin or a Honkai Star Rail team. I know ZZ and Hi3 are 3, but we'll go 4. Everybody's going to start at least once. We're going to go counterclockwise from that person. So we're going to spin the wheel, and you are allowed to pick up any character within the Hoyoverse that matches that relative color theme. And then whoever comes out with the strongest team, you could either base it off of like mechanics, you could base it off of lore, aesthetics, your favorite, of course. Are we ready to play?
I'm ready.
Yes.
The ultimate Hoyo Draft Colors Edition. Okay, so again, we're going to start with Age. You're going to kick us off for this first round. Our first color that we have to draft with is...
I'm going to forget every single character that uses this color when I'm on the spot.
You said it's in the entire Hoyoverse?
In the entire Hoyoverse, purple.
Ooh.
That's a good color. There are a lot of good purple
Hey, you got
characters.
this.
Oh.
There's one
There is
character
a
on my
huge-
screen right
yeah,
now.
I was gonna say there's one huge pick that you can take right now.
Okay. Age. With the first pick,
God,
which
this girl.
purple Hoyoverse character are we picking?
I mean, she's actually one of the first characters who I pulled. I think she's the first character I pulled the light cone for as well in
Oh my goodness.
Star Rail. So, Miss Acheron, she's on the screen.
All right.
I feel like her team
Acheron
is gonna be
off
the most strongest at
table.
this point. She has a freaking emanator.
Chat said Bailu is purple.
Oh my god!
True, that's true.
We're starting
got
off
one of
with
the strongest.
Deminator.
Yeah, so there's a lot of. You said, wait, how are we ranking this? You said, are we like doing a competition? At the end of
Who has the
better
best team? Who has
Oh,
the best
okay,
overall
win.
team?
As
The
much
best
as I
powerful
would
team.
love to pick Vivian, I absolutely would do Vivian. But if we're going like, off
Oh,
of just
that's
like
right.
strength,
Mhm.
I am gonna go ahead and steal. I don't even know if I know how to say her name, but yeah, Castoris.
Castoris,
Oh, oh my
goodness, you guys
Castoris, and she will be out by the time the Proxy
Oh,
podcast comes.
Castoris.
So Castoris
Castoris.
is allowed. Yes,
Castoris.
Castoris. Okay.
Amazing.
Okay. The Arbiter of Death.
Okay.
And
okay,
also
so
really cool scythe.
Yes.
Yes.
Dragons.
Sorry for taking your
Elf
bag.
Girl.
no, that's
Everything.
fine. I'm thinking like okay,
I didn't know that's how it would work.
I'm not sure whether you guys count it as purple. It has like hints of purple, white. Hershey of Origin, Raiden May.
Yes. Yes, we will allow that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We have Acheron. We have May.
Yay!
I wanted because I was also thinking like whether variants or like similar characters are allowed.
Yeah.
Or if Raiden May wasn't allowed, I was already thinking Cloran. But yeah, I'm gonna go with her show of origin rather than me.
100%.
Okay, okay.
And yes, because she's her own battle suit, then technically
Yes,
we'll
it's her
definitely
own
allow.
battle
Yep,
suit,
exactly. So
technically.
that's how we'll base it off in the Hi3 section of it. But funny
Oh.
enough, my favorite character in almost all the Hoyoverse games, and shout out to Crystal Lee. One of my favorite Genshin characters is Cloren. So I'm gonna be picking up Cloren as one of the strongest.
Oh, thank God I didn't take your
electric-
favorite.
Her
Genshin
ult is
characters.
still one of the coolest Genshin ults that I've seen. I will say that ult is incredible.
Yes. Yeah.
And she was so badass in the story too.
Not a bad pick for the last pick. But now, as you're going to be starting this next round, our next color is going to be.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's a good color. Yellow. Yellow.
Suddenly, I've
Yellow.
forgotten every character that has yellow in their design.
Yeah, so have I. I'm trying to
I already
think.
have 2 characters.
It's
in my
okay.
brain
It's
now.
okay. You can use your phones. You know, if we really need to. If we really need to, I need to look up if this character is predominantly yellow.
I got one. It's also one of my
Yellow.
favorite characters.
Not me actually looking up a tier list.
Tier list of yellow. Yeah, actually, let me just Google yellow Hoyo characters. Let me see. I really like this pick. Actually, I'm gonna go with the female Dream Seeker from Hi3 Part 2.
Oh.
Okay, exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very yellow. Yep.
Okay.
Outfit.
Okay. The female Dream Seeker. That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Okay. So
Okay.
what would
Kodla.
yours? Okay, I want to keep track with everyone's. So now S has Castris, and I'm being competitive here. and also female Dream Seeker. Okay,
Yep.
I'm gonna go with literally the other Daki Makura beside me, but she has an outfit here. But her base default outfit is Dia Ancora, and that's yellow. So I'm going with
That
Durando,
was so good.
Durando, Bianca Atagina, Dia Ancora.
There you
Oh,
go.
I'm going OP mode. Let's go.
Dude, Diankra's like animations is peak. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
freaking
it's so good. I love playing her in Oh my god, I forgot the
Abyss?
name. It's like the No, not the Abyss. the
Elysian Realm.
simulated Yes, Elysian Realm. Thank you.
And
Yeah.
Simulated universe. Yes. I think it's around. Her ulti is insane.
Okay. Okay.
But the only reason I didn't pick Trigger is because I'm going for straight power right now.
We're going
Yeah,
for
power.
power.
I'm trying to power scale the Hoyo universe.
Okay.
Wait, Josh, Cloren's best friend.
Okay,
is
well,
not-
that's the problem. All right, because it wouldn't be the best power pick, but I mean, and maybe
But
I
you're
can
gonna
play to,
separate the
I'll play
besties?
to the fans. I'll
besties,
play to the fans.
though.
Let's do it. Hold up.
The color wheel is already.
Let's do it.
Whoa!
I'm
oh my
picking
God,
up
that was so
Navio
cool.
with my second pick. Let's go. We love to see
It's
it.
so beautiful.
We
And you
love
even
to
see
see
it
it.
signed.
really good.
It's signed.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
It's gorgeous.
it-
You had
Yeah,
that
funny
shit on
enough.
standby. You knew you were gonna.
No, because this is one of the posters I was giving away. Yeah, because I got to meet Brenna Larson at one of this pop-up signing, and she signed a Navi poster. I actually got.
God,
I'm
the
giving this
invite.
one
I tuned
away.
into that stream. Yeah.
I'm giving this one away.
From the
And
spin up with love. Oh,
yeah, and then the Cloren poster and Navi poster. I'm probably gonna hit up.
this wheel of colors is
Crystal.
rigged from the
So
purple, yellow.
yeah.
Wow,
So,
that-
Why are there so
You
few
were
yellow
ready.
characters?
I'll
for the
play
game
to
I
the
play?
fans. I'll grab Navia. She's great character for Crystallize with Cloren, so it's not a bad pick.
I mean, that was pretty strong
Yeah,
too. I mean,
and Navia and Cloren are one of the stronger characters in all of Genshin mechanically. So
and together, yeah, they are even stronger. So.
with love,
Power
with
of-
love, the power of love.
Right, Age has have you.
that leaves
Yeah.
Age.
Does blonde count?
Well, if
Oh, wait,
they're,
are you thinking
blonde
of
and then the rest of the
Pinocchio?
outfit's green, I think we're gonna go green for that character.
I think the entire vibe.
I mean,
okay.
If you're talking about a guy who throws coins around, I mean, all the effects
Yeah.
are yellow.
Okay,
so-
well,
No,
I-
yeah,
you know what?
I
If-
am thinking about the guy.
If
who
that's your
throws
pick,
around.
I think we'll allow it because he has like a few different colors going on.
Okay, yes. Then in that case, my pick will be Mr. RNG Gambler himself, my spirit animal, Aventurine.
It's time to bust. It's time to
Also, I
bust.
do want
Time
to
to bust.
clarify. from some like choices that I'm seeing in chat. Do they have to be playable characters?
Ideally, yes.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
so
okay. I
we're
was
not
gonna
going
say, 'cause
NPCs.
Chat was saying Nanook, and I was like,
Yeah,
that's
I would
a
take
crazy pig.
Green.
Green.
Oh my god, but even
Ooh.
green is okay. But oh my god, he's not play. I immediately thought of Alexa.
Oh my
He's not
god, wait.
playable.
I'll allow
I
it.
mean, he is going to be
I'll
playable.
allow it.
I first thought of Sue, but Sue's not playable in Honkai Impacted. Yeah, I'm going with Alexa. Oh wait, but
Okay.
wait, pause. Is Alexa super strong? We don't even know too much because like his voice not out yet. Pause,
But
pause,
doesn't
pause,
matter,
pause.
he's hot.
Yeah, he's hot though. He be slaying. He served.
He did serve.
What else? Venti? Venti's an Archon.
Venti's an Archon.
Oh, that is true.
You know what? Instead of Alexa, I'm going with Vita. Yeah. Vita from Honkai Impacted.
Okay.
Whoa, all my picks are Honkai Impacted.
I mean,
Vita's
you play to
actually
your
a
strengths. Play to your
crazy,
strengths.
Crazy pull.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just super strong though, so
Okay.
Yeah,
wait.
very much so.
going with Vita.
I wanted to pull up an Hi3 character. And let me ask you guys as an assist, because I can reference these two about it. How strong is Mobius?
No! Not strong at all. She's trash, actually.
He's trash? Oh.
She's trash. You do not want Mobius, let me tell you.
No Mobius.
So bad.
No Mobius. Never mind. I'm gonna stick to what I
I
know.
wonder what Azriel's pick was.
Maybe, no, Az was trying to help you by informing you that she's trash, you know?
I'm trying to have you have a good team, a strong team.
Yeah.
But ironically,
Infinite
she is very
Ouroboros.
strong. Yeah.
She's really smart as well, not just strong. She's like high intellectual being.
I
One of the highest
mean,
IQs.
do I want to go with
He's strong.
with someone who's high intellect or someone who can know all? I'm picking Nahida, the Dendro Archon, for my third pick, baby.
Okay.
Is in my chat as well though, like
Wow.
Nahida.
I'm gonna continue down my path of characters that I simp for, and
Alexa?
I'll hate them.
Oh, Elhate!
Oh, I hate them.
Good pick. Good pick.
We're aura farming out here.
Yeah. You still follow Aura Farm.
It's a bunch of tired. Wait, I just realized all my characters are tired. They're all tired of everything.
The sleepy team. Well, I think we've already. I think we
I
know who I'm
wonder.
gonna pick here.
that
I am going to also lock in Mobius.
There you go.
Okay.
Okay. Well, comes
Oh wait,
down to
now
this,
this goes
folks.
to you.
It goes to me now. Officially. Folks, the last color we're going to be drawing here is...
Right?
Ooh.
Yes! Sorry.
So I'm picking lighter. I'm picking lighter, man. I'm picking lighter, bro.
Targeted.
Oh, I know.
Okay. No, I'm nice. I'll play nice. There's a lot of good red characters.
I have my pick.
There's a lot of good red characters. Now, you could go to HSR for some strong picks. There are so many Hi3 picks. Flame Scion, who's the other red one? There was another red one, but I'll save it for those two. Because at this point we're kind of already on a theme. I haven't mixed it up at all. You know what? I'm gonna
mixed it up as well.
I'm gonna go mono Genshin team here. We're gonna pick up the strongest, arguably the strongest Genshin character to date, and that is the Pyro Archon, Mavuika.
I thought you were gonna say Klee. Klee's the Pyro Archon.
Bet it! My true Pyro Archon.
I have a
Okay,
conflict.
Loki feel like what age is gonna pick now? I think I have an idea.
I have a conflict. There's two characters that I currently, I'm always just down atrocious for. Between
It's like recent
Zenless
king.
Zone Zero and Honkai Star Rail. So, what
I think
direction
I
should I go?
Your king.
I don't know. Oh,
Orchestrum Caramelos.
Yeah.
Do I go for the King of Crastum Kremnos or do I go for the King of the Ring?
No, let's go.
Oh, it's so hard.
We are looking for the strongest team.
They're
And
the strongest in my heart.
oh, okay, fair enough. Fair
He's
enough.
the undefeated champion, though. You see, he's undefeated, Josh. You don't know
Fair. You know, he hasn't been defeated yet. You're right.
He has yet to lose, so you know.
Fair enough.
Gods,
Right, coin flip it
he could probably take him.
in a fight, right?
Yeah.
In a fight.
In a fight, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because we're looking for the strongest in a fight right now, right? You know what? I mean, I've decided. Going by that logic, let's have some variety in my game. Okay, I love Zenless Zone Zero. It's my favorite game. So of course we have to have some representation. The undefeated champion, Lighter.
Amazing. Locked in.
Okay.
I
Yes.
feel terrible that literally none of my characters were from the Zinless universe. But since we're going, because we're going like lore strength, right? Like not just like
we're going
in-game
mechanic,
strength.
like also kind of
undefeated.
lore ties in with like how strong they are in game.
Oh,
but like
okay,
we'll go
okay.
like overall like power here. Like,
Okay, I was thinking lore power like the entire time.
yeah.
But with that said, there's one red character that we have seen go toe to toe with someone as strong as Vita. Now they were both playing with each other, but I'm actually going to choose Sparkle.
Ah.
Oh. All right. I totally
Okay.
thought that you were talking about like that 1.5 part. I thought you were gonna choose Kiana, but okay, all right.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah, no,
Kiana's
no,
my
no,
pick.
yeah.
But okay. Sparkle.
I saw that
Oh,
Sparkle battle.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sparkle battle. Yeah, confrontation. Yeah, the TV.
That
It was
went
so good.
hard.
Okay, I've already mentioned the teaser of what I'm gonna pick, right? So red, I thought of Kiana's latest new battlesuit called Padam, Wishing Star. Kiana, it's like filled with red, white. It's post finality like as well, so she's just like really strong.
Yeah.
Kiana, like it's just super strong. So in terms of lore, it's like, you know, an absolute pick. It's just I feel bad because I am mono Honkai impacted right now, and this is a proxy podcast. I'm not that I don't have any there's no Honkai Stario Zenless Genshin contribution. Ideally it would be like nice to have all four, but I'm going with mono Honkai impacted.
There we go.
Do it. I was gonna
You're
say
really
I'm
too
the
deep.
Zinless guy, and I have no Zinless characters on my roster.
I have all
so-
Genshin
Am
characters
I
now
the
for
only
me.
one with a Zenless character?
Yeah,
It's because canonically, I think Zenless Zone Zeros don't really go to like a cop doesn't go toe to toe with a being.
Yeah, put Seth up against
Listen,
Vito.
he's
or Seth.
undefeated. He's undefeated, guys. He has
He's
never
undefeated.
been
That's true,
defeated
that's true.
before.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we have the Void Hunters, but we haven't like
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
seen their full
Right.
strength yet. And the only playable one is Miyabi, which like still gets no diff by anyone from Hi3. I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah. But let us know down in the comments who you think won the draft battle. There you go. Let's go. All right. Everybody, that is a wrap for this episode. Many more conversations to be had, but let us thank our amazing guest, zKodla. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yay!
Thank you so much for having me. Yay! Oh my goodness.
Would you like to
Thank you guys so
introduce
much.
yourself and, you know, tell us where we can find you?
I didn't even realize how fast time passed speaking with you guys. It's been a pleasure. Super smooth. Really, really fun talking to you guys. And you can find me at zKodla, zKodla on YouTube. I'm also on Twitch, but I don't really stream there. And I'm also on Twitter. I also have Bilibili, but I'm not very Bilibili is like something else. But yeah, those are my handles.
Yes, yes. My name is Azrial Vanity. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch. I stream Zinless and Zinless lore and soon variety for real. And yeah, I do have a Bilibili account. So if you do search for Azrial Vanity, it should come up. I'm going to try and figure out a way to actually like post stuff on there eventually. I don't know when or how I'll be able to do that, but yeah, you can check me out mostly on YouTube. I think is my biggest following there.
Age?
Yeah. Hi. I'm Age, Agekk on most platforms. And yeah, I also do gacha content, obviously. Play lots of Zenless, Wuthering Waves recently, Honkai Star Rail, Reverse 1999. Reverse mention, of course. And yeah, sometimes I make singing covers too. I really enjoy those. Want to make more of those as well. And
I saw the
started
Wuwa one.
branching out with some variety. So hopefully, we can do more collabs of other games in the future too, since they're so much fun. And yeah, thank you guys.
And
Thank you for having me.
All of you.
yeah, to round us off, hey folks, it's your boy Josh, the host with the most. You guys can catch me on the all platforms, same name usually. Maybe I added one somewhere on Twitter, but yeah, hey, Jshoea everywhere. We do a lot of combat and variety Zenless Zone Zero content. I've been a little bit quiet this month, but next month I do have some bigger projects and some different variety whatchamacallit series. There we go, series planned. So yeah, stay on the lookout. Make
Happy
sure.
partner anniversary.
Oh, thank you.
Oh yes.
Happy
Yeah.
anniversary.
One more year
Goated.
around the sun, and I'm
Have
very,
Asia
very
okay?
grateful. Asia fell over.
Choke on my saliva. I was so excited about your partnerversary. Okay.
Yeah.
Happy partnerversary.
Thank you. And then just as a little bit of shill for the Proxy podcast, make sure you guys like us over on YouTube. If you guys are on Spotify, make sure you guys rate us 5 stars and please leave some comments on the videos. We need more comments. All right. Next time I got to see more comments so we can read them out on the podcast. All right, folks. Other than that, thank you so much for watching.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.